Oh, that's the sound of T11 right there. I actually like this little intro music. It's got a good vibe to me. I had no idea that I'd be jamming to the sounds of a didgeridoo. Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing the show. This is my second show this week as I'm trying to work my way through this series of how to get your power back. It's something that I've gone through recently. It's taken me 16 years. I mean, if you're just new to this series, real quick synopsis. I made some shit happen in my life. And I know how I did it. I know exactly how I did it. I know what it feels like to do it. I know the frame of mind I need to be in. I know all this, and I let it go because of fear, self-doubt, all kinds of crap. Getting too cocky, all kinds of things added to me losing my freaking power. And it's so good that I have it back, and I want to share with you what's going on. I know some of you are already rolling your eyes about it. I get it, okay? I get it. I don't want to sound woo-wooey, and I know this podcast, this series is coming off as somewhat woo-wooey, but it's the absolute truth. It's exactly what's been going on in my life. And it's weird because I know some of my friends are listening to this, and I know that some of them and I have had these talks. Some of them I have never had these talks, and they know that I have this positive attitude, but they don't know how deep it is. They don't know how weird it is, but it works. And I know that some of them might even be judging me. So if you're listening, hi, good to have you here. Listen, let's get going. Anybody that tells you that your dream is just a dream, I'm here to tell you that they're a piece of shit. Those aren't your friends. They're not. The feeling of having a vision about yourself and where you're headed and what you really want is absolutely real. It's not just your imagination. A lot of people just chalk it up. Well, that's just my imagination. Running away with me. It was just my imagination. I think I hit the note there, don't you? Listen, I said it before already in this series. How cruel would it be for God or the universe or whatever to give you a vision of what you want in your life only to turn around and go, psych, you can't have that. Your spirit knows your capabilities. Your heart knows your capabilities. Every single one of you knows your capabilities. We all do that. We're born with that. Okay. Man, it's just so frustrating. You listen to your gut, right? When it says certain things aren't for you, you really listen to that, don't we? You know, you don't have the passion or desire or the brains or whatever to be a doctor. We listen to our gut there. You know, I'm not going to be a doctor. I don't have the passion for it, or to sell cars, or to join the military, or to have kids, or to so on and so on and so on. We listen to it when it tells us what we can't do. So why don't we listen to it when it gives you an idea for something you desire or something you want? We're very quick to push that to the side because that's the scary moment. That's the scary part. Those messages are way stronger and than the can do's. You know, the can't do's, those messages just hang with us and they're so easy to conjure up a reason why we can't do something. Okay. It's actually your imagination or your dreams. Seriously here, and this is going to sound all metaphysically, it's actually your imagination and dreams that it has everything real that's to you in your life right now, good or bad. Everything that is there right now, you've kind of imagined, you've dreamed it, you've feared it, you've manifested it, is what I'm trying to say. So don't shut down any of these incoming ideas. You don't want to do that. So many people do it. You have a great idea, or maybe a newfound passion that smacks you in the face with the right hand, you know, then the left hand immediately, just a split second later, slaps you with doubt and fear and gives you a bunch of reasons not to believe any of that stuff. It's crazy. Why? Why does that happen? Because it's easier. And above all, nobody wants to tell their family or friends or anything like that their dreams because, well, guess what? You might be judged, you might be ridiculed, and all that stuff, all these fears. Can you imagine if we didn't have any fears, how better our life would be? If we didn't care what people really thought, the lives we could live? Listen, I know I'm not breaking new ground here, but this is absolute stuff that's worked for me. It's easier to talk ourselves out of things and to make excuses to support not going for it than nutting up and throwing down and narrowing our focus and then really truly going for what we think is going to make us happy and extremely fulfilled. Listen, we're here right now, right? Oh, I just hit my microphone. I've been waving my hands around. We're here right now, right? Common sense says, hey, got to make the most of it. How many people do you see that are on their deathbed or just go online? They're always saying, oh, you're going to regret not going for what you wanted and this and that. And it's true. It's the outside world who tells us differently. It's the outside world that tells us not to go for it. Why do we listen to these pieces of crap? Start living in our inside world. That's where I am now. I'm finally back living in my inside world. I am so happy. It's why I'm doing this podcast a second time this week. I am so passionate about talking to you guys about this, all four of you, that I'm having so much fun. But this gives me energy throughout the day. It makes my mind think differently. I start firing off on better ideas. Like I said at the end of the last show, I am getting so many opportunities now just because I'm finally back to where I was 16 years ago. I'm there. Longing for something. Excuse me. Let's talk about that for a second. Longing for something. Think about it. What do you long for? Give you a second to think about it. What do you long for? Right then, what you just did, when you longed for something, you thought about it for a second. There was a separation. When you long for something, there's a separation between you and what you want. You immediately feel disconnected from it. You feel there's that little space when longing for something. You feel like, well, I want this. I know I don't have it, but this is what I want. There's that separation there. And that's the key, that you have to eliminate that space of wanting. That space is painful proof that you don't have it. It gets filled with self-doubt. It gets filled with, all the stuff that we focused on the last show. I'm not going to go on and on about it. If you want to learn more about that, just go listen to the last show. Okay, now what, Mr. Magic? Now what, Terry? The only way that I have found to fill that void that I just talked about is to feel yourself already there. I'm not breaking new ground here. It's in that stupid book, The Secret. But The Secret doesn't give you any direction. It doesn't tell you you have to keep going for it. You have to keep doing stuff. The Secret just says you have to think about it. It's going to happen. No, you have to put yourself in that place. It's easier said than done. I get it. But that's where you have to start. You have to take that scary step of feeling uncomfortable. You're going to feel super uncomfortable doing this. But once you remind yourself every single second that you are what you want, and you start acting that way, you start feeling that way, it will become a habit for you. And you're going to find yourself doing some amazing things. You're no longer going to want to hang out with the shitheads that tell you can't do it. It's not like you're going to make these decisions, which I actually did, though. I actually decided I don't need these people in my life. They may work for you, may not work for you, but you're going to find yourself not wanting to be around the naysayers. You're going to make a bunch of new friends out there, out of nowhere. You're going to make new friends with similar interests, similar desires, similar passions. You're going to read more about all the stuff you want. You're going to read more about your desires, even if it's inner peace. Even if it's just inner peace you want and confidence, you're going to study all that stuff. You're going to sign up for classes. You're going to be in it. You're going to be doing all the work without even knowing you're doing the work. And once that happens, and it will, trust me on this, you're going to better realize that it was you, only you and your thoughts and the power that you have that made all that stuff happen. Basically, it's just you and your God-given desires, showing you how powerful you are. It's crazy. And if you forget it like I did for 16 freaking years, you're going to lose all your momentum. You're going to lose all the belief in yourself. You're going to get scared and you're going to be no fun to be around. Trust me, I know all about that one. Sorry for coughing. Sorry, I have to take a drink of water. I might edit this out. I'm getting excited. Okay. Anyway, once you start doing that, you're going to get into that beautiful moment, in that beautiful, powerful state of mind where you want to be. And you know how to keep yourself there once you're there. There's no stopping your ass. You're just going to keep reminding yourself. You're just going to keep doing the work. You're just going to keep knowing that you're on the right path. And you're going to notice all these cool people you're hanging around. You're going to notice all the cool things that are around you. And you have to give yourself credit for making that happen, because it was you that made it happen. What else can you make happen? This isn't goal setting. Okay. This is actually who you are. This is actually where you were meant to be. Goals, and I hate using a saying that's always out there on the internet, but goals are just unfulfilled dreams. It's true. Goals are great to have. They can inspire you to go somewhere. It makes your mind think of different things. And sometimes it gives you an idea of like, oh, I might give this a try. Okay. But until you're in it, until you're doing it, it's just a thing. It's just a wish. I once read about this simple affirmation years ago. And this is where it's going to get woo-woo-y and tree huggery and all that stuff. I read this simple affirmation, and it's just 2 words. It's super easy to remember. And that affirmation is I am. And when I found myself 16 years ago wandering and going, doubting myself, I'm just like, I am. I am. And when I said that to myself, and when I say that to myself now, what does it do? It makes me feel it. It makes me mean it. It immediately connects me to what I'm all about. It reminds me of why I'm here. It reminds me why I'm on this planet and at this specific time, you know? And by the way, if you don't know why you're here, if you don't know your mission or anything like that, everything that I've talked about so far in this, whole series right now, if you just listen, my guess is that you actually know why you're here. You know what you really want. You know what your desires are. You're just too afraid to admit it. Once you get past that fear, you're good to go. You need to walk around, and I'm going to go ahead and if you listen to the Lexa Terry show, Biscuit, our old person who used to work for the show, she used to call us wizards. But once you start feeling this, you're going to walk around like the freaking wizard that you are. You kind of have to look at yourself that way. It's ridiculous. It sounds funny. It sounds woo-wooey. But while other people are naysaying, while other people are trying to knock people down because they see them rising, you gotta be strong, man. Earth isn't school, okay? It's a place that holds everything that we need. All the answers are right here. All the money you need, all the stuff, all the opportunities, everything is around you. You just have to figure out how you fit in. You have to believe and know that you deserve this type of stuff. If it's money, I hate to talk about money because that's not necessarily the way I view success right now. Sure, I'd love to retire and I would love to have that kind of financial well-being. All of us would. Some people get there, some people don't, but some people are just walking around happy as shit because they know what's going on right now. Okay. You don't have lessons to learn. You've got nothing to earn. You have to remind yourself this. I don't have any lessons. I don't have anything to earn. You have nothing to prove. We talked about that on the last show. When you feel like you're proving something, you're doing it for somebody else, not yourself. You don't have to answer to anybody. You're kind of in, for lack of a better word, if you view this right now as heaven, we're kind of in heaven right now. And let's be honest, we don't know what's going to happen to us. We have no idea. That's up to your own beliefs and everything else. I'm still working on that portion of my life. But I know it looks a lot different than the movies does if this is heaven, but it's definitely a place for you to thrive. Everything around you is a place for you to thrive. You meet the right person. You ask the right questions. You take the right class. You open up about yourself, and it's just going to start to happen. You have to feel like you're protected. And for the longest time, I knew I was protected, whether it was thinking that I had a guardian angel, whether it was just believing that everything's going to be okay, no matter where life takes me, it's all going to work out just fine. But you're protected, and you feel that way even on your worst days when you're in this, mindset. You're going to find, even on your worst days, you're going to find moments of peace. You will. We're going to have bad days. Not everything is magical, but but why not have some magic in your life? Why does it have to be all depressing and all sad and all sorrow and all scare and all doubt? Why does it have to be that? Start training yourself to be a little more hopeful, a little bit more confident, and who knows where your life's going to go? I don't know where it's going to go. It's your vision. It's not my vision. Accept who you are and where you are right now. That's the place you got to start. So congrats on making it this far. Congratulate yourself on making this far. This is something I've had to do because I've been beating the shit out of myself because I can't believe I let go of what I've known to be true and what I used as my tried and true recipe for achieving some things that I want and living the life that I want, all the way down to the type of woman I wanted to be married to, all the way down to my type of friends, everything. I visualized all this stuff, every single thing. It happened, and then it just stopped. And I've been able to keep everything afloat, but I've been acting through ways of fear. I've been making decisions of, just trying to hang on to what I have. And that's no way to live. That's why I say my last 16 years has been hell, because I haven't been living for myself. I've been living for everybody else. I know this sounds woo-woo to some of you, and I'm cool with that. But it's when I started to try to fit in with all the naysayers. That's when I started to see life their way. I didn't want to share with anybody because I was afraid I was going to be called a tree hugging hippie or whatever. That was all 16 years ago. And I lost it. I lost all the little magic I had, and I hate saying magic because it is kind of magical, but it's your magic. It's your power. I just wish I had a better word to say it, a better hashtag for you, but I don't. We've all had our powerful moments. We've all made things happen in our lives. We all got the job we wanted. We all got the girlfriend to go out with us. We all got we've had moments to celebrate in our life. And it's just a simple thing of trying to keep that momentum going, trying to keep that feeling with us throughout every second of every day. And that's where it's hard. The truth is, when I was the most powerful, I spoke to very few people about it. That's why I'm feeling weird doing this right now, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it just because it's fun. Okay. In fact, it's my plan to kind of keep my mouth shut about it once I'm complete with this series. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something right now. Here's my prediction. You're going to see me a lot happier. You're going to see me physically a lot healthier. You're going to see me moving forward in a different direction, taking new chances, looking for new opportunities, and really enjoying the life that I am creating for myself again. The outside world's not going to know how I did it. They're not going to care. They're just going to go, some might call me names, but you guys that are listening to this, you guys are just going to sit back and smile. You're going to say to yourself, well, that son of a bitch, what he said on this dumb little podcast came true for him. Maybe it'll come true for you too. That's my hope. But you got to do the work. If you have any questions, feel free to leave questions here in the comments of the YouTube show, or you can email me a question or anything like that at terryjames.com and just hit the contact form and leave me a question. It'll come right to me. But on the next episode, I'm going to explain to you while reflecting and while self-reflection, which I've been doing a whole hell of a lot of the last few months, may have just saved my life. All right, guys, have a great day. Good to have you here. Let's be strong. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. And if this is helping you, let me know. Okay. And if it's not helping you, I hope you find something that does. Simple like that. All right, guys. Thank you, man. Bye, 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 bye. You got to shut this thing off.